Welcome to day 2. Have you ever felt like you were out of place? Or maybe like you don't belong? Well, what if I told you that God sees you as his special possession? Today, I really want to focus on you're chosen. I want to read the very first scripture to you. It says, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praise of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy." And this is 1 Peter 2, 9 through 10. If you are saved and you've dedicated your life to Jesus, then he calls you your chosen people. If you haven't gotten saved and you're not really sure what that means, I invite you to look in the link below, and there's a video of how to get into heaven. And I invite you to watch that video to learn a little bit more about what I'm speaking about, and then come back to this video. If you are saved, you're living for God, he calls you his special possession. How cool is that? Yesterday, we learned about how he loved us so much that he gave his only son so that we could be free. And now that we learn that he calls us his special possession, and he loves us so. There's another scripture I want to talk about that ties in with being chosen. Some will say, "I belong to the Lord." Others will call themselves by the name of Jacob. Still others will write on their hand, "The Lord's." And I will take the name of Israel. Isaiah 44:5. What I love about this scripture talks about those who are chosen. So these are God's people. These are people who are saved, who are living for God. What I find interesting about this scripture is it's talking about his chosen people. So these are saved people. But he has 3 different categories for these people. The first category, they say, "I belong to the Lord." And then the second category say that they call themselves by Jacob. And then that third, most intimate category, they say they have written on their hand, "The Lord's." And I want you to think about that. These are the same people who have all got saved, but there's different levels of intimacy with the Lord. There's some who are kind of in your first group. Then it's a little bit deeper of a relationship with the second group. And then you have kind of like the tabernacle, the most holy of holy places. And these are the people who are like crazy on fire for the Lord. So God chose us. He has a special purpose for us. He created us to help advance his kingdom. And so today I invite you to take some time, get still and pray to the Lord, and also allow him to speak to you, and ask him if there's some level of intimacy or if there's some things that you need to walk into that he's called you to, that maybe you've been too scared because you didn't feel chosen or you didn't feel like you belong to the Lord. I invite you to spend some time with the Lord today. Thank you guys so much for showing up, and I pray that this just advances that intimacy that you have with the Lord. Bye, guys.